Good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal to everyone. I am Divya Gosain, your host and host for the evening. I am a blogger, a talk show host, a poet, and a proud ambassador of the team, The Spectrum Autism. Autism, where the little things are never little and every milestone is a celebration. With this thought, I would love to express the gratitude from the entire team of the Spectrum Autism to one and all. Today, session is all about empowering parents through acceptance, awareness, and action. And this is our 99th episode. We are thankful for the immense support that we have received from your end and are hopeful about receiving it in the future as well. So before I move ahead, I would like to voice some beautiful expression. मजबूत मन. ये मेरा मजबूत मन ही तो है जो मेरी डूबती कश्ती से पतवार गिरने नहीं देता. आगे बढ़ो, बढ़ते चलो की आवाज लगाता है, मुझे हिम्मत बंधाता है. ये मेरा मजबूत मन ही तो है जो मेरे लड़खड़ाते कदमों को संभाल लेता है. जब आशा की डोर हाथों से छूटने की कगार पर होती है, तब मेरा मन ही तो है जो मेरी मुट्ठियों को मजबूत रहने की हिदायत देकर मेरा हौसला बढ़ाता है. ये पल भी गुजर जाएगा, फिर नया वक्त आएगा. अपने मन को मजबूत रखिए, क्योंकि सबसे अंधेरी रात के बाद जो सहर आती है, वो अपने साथ फिर नई उम्मीदों की किरण लाती है. ये बात भी मेरा मजबूत मन ही मुझको हर बार याद दिलाता है. So these thoughtful and beautiful expressions are written by our special guest, Reva Sudeep. A mother of two, Reva Sudeep is a freelance content writer who enjoys expressing in words, poetry, and prose. She writes content for various websites, does proofreading for computer course content, technical writing for user manuals. To bring awareness in the community, she has extended her support for special parents and provides them a platform to unwind and rejuvenate. A strong supporter of mental health and well-being for all, she nudges parents to invest time in self-care. She has been supporting the initiative by inspiring his entire team of DNudge and Approach Autism to participate in Inclusion Pledge. Also, she has been reading sessions in Jaipur for the path-breaking book, Talking Fingers, Voice of 16 Non-Speaking Autistic Indians. So without any further delay, I would like to request Reva Sudeep ji to grace our screen.
Hi.
Very good evening, ma'am. Welcome to our platform. Thank you so much for gracing our platform today.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to, get in touch with so many other parents that are part of your team, and looking forward to the session. Absolutely.
Same here, ma'am. We are equally grateful for having you here. So let's begin, ma'am. There will be a series of questions and we would love to know your responses. And here I would love to request all our viewers and followers, if they have any question, do mention them in the comments. Great. So ma'am, as we all know that you have been supporting the community and taking initiative to spread awareness in the society. I request you to share about DNudge and Approach Autism with our audience so they can be benefited.
Thank you, Divya. To begin with, DNudge, as the name suggests, is the nudge. When you nudge somebody, you are making them aware of whatever can be around it. And, so DNudge was conceptualized with that thought in mind, because as parents of special children of a child on autism spectrum, we have faced a lot of situations, where we felt the need that if only people knew better, they would understand better and they would be able to help us better, So one particular incident in the flight when we were returning from New Zealand was when, because these children are very hyperactive, and my son was then barely 6 years old, and he was hyperactive and he would not want to sit down, and it was a 10-hour long flight, and the person sitting in front was irritated and saying, please take him out or take him away. And I was like, I was angry as a mother, and I thought, where can I take him out? Where could I possibly take him out in a flight? But then once the flight, we landed, and I took him aside and I said, I'm so sorry because you had to face this. But I told him about autism. And suddenly he was, sort of apologetic, and he was, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I did not know. How can I help you? Can I help you with anything at all? So that moment was life changing for me, because it made me realize that as a parent, I may get angry with people or upset that they're not understanding, but then I realized, how would they understand unless they're aware? So that there came, I mean, that seeds of DNudge was sown there. And that is when I came up with the concept that I should spread awareness in the general public, and that is when DNudge happened. We hosted a program with McDonald's at first, and it was a very small initiative, but we, considering that blue is the color that has been earmarked for autism, we requested McDonald's in Jaipur to kind of decorate the place with blue balloons, because both my sons are very fond of McDonald's. So they did that. They, kind of decorated all the centers with blue balloons, and they gave us a party place, where we got children from special school who came there and performed. From Ryan International also, the students came, and they all wore blue dresses, and they sang songs, and it was a very inclusive setup. And anybody who walked in that day, we kind of pinned them with those badges, sort of, to say you understand autism. The idea was that even if a few of them wondered and went looking for what is autism, would be something, we would have made a difference. So that is how it started. And then, because the program was very successful, we kind of decided to do it every year. And my last one was on April 2nd, which is World Autism Awareness Day. And that was my 10th year into the program. And I just love it. I love the responses I get from these programs. And it's amazing. So want to continue on this path for sure.
That's beautiful, and we really wish you best for your future, and as you're spreading awareness among the community, which is really much needed. And yes, everything has to have a start.
Yes.
And there you got to start from that episode incident that happened to you.
Yes.
So that is a wonderful start, and we really wish you best in the future too, ma'am.
Thank you, Divya. And also talking about Approach Autism. Autism, I connected. This is a parent group. It's a parent society where few parents got together with the common intention, because all of them have special children. And we did not see anything that we could get, which was ready-made. So we sort of took a call, or took it upon ourselves, that we should do something which is concrete, which will impact the lives of not just our children, but more as we grow. So it was founded in a small place. I was not part of at that time, but I got connected when times were tough with Saksham, and I was, wondering, where do I go looking? I didn't know what to do, how to handle things. And then I got a reference of Approach, and I went there, met them, and I met these wonderful set of parents who, with a single-minded, aim of doing something for their children. So I've connected. I'm very much part of that organization. I'm the vice president there, and we are trying to make things better for our children, as we go together.
Wonderful. Yeah, each contribution is very important and precious.
Absolutely.
That is really wonderful, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, behind the child that makes the most progress is an actively involved parent. And with this, parent advocacy holds the most important place.
Absolutely.
So what are your opinions regarding this?
What I feel here is, Divya, the thing is that parents are very, very important. They play a pivotal role in any child's life, be it neurotypical or a neurodivergent.
Right.
It has to be like that. But when it comes to neurodivergent children, it becomes all the more important to, give that sort of attention. I mean, they seek more attention, they need more attention, and then finding the means of, getting them the best possible in terms of early intervention. If you talk about in terms of, getting them a place within the society, in terms of the society understanding them better, it all boils down at home. Because if you do not accept your child as he is and do not advocate for them, most of these children do not have voices. The people, some of the students or some of the children on the spectrum they can talk, but they don't talk like we do. It's more need based. So their needs and everything else that comes with it has to be, somebody has to take the onus, and who better to start than the parents themselves. And when I say parents, it means both the parents, the father as well as the mother. Normally, the onus falls on the mother more because she's at home, but the fathers also have to be, shoulder that responsibility totally and completely. I mean, there is no two ways about it. So advocacy is important, and who better to do that than the parent themselves? So absolutely.
Absolutely, ma'am. Yeah, here we have few comments and I'll read them loud for you.
Sure.
So Archana Patil ji is saying that beautiful expression, Reva ji. So Kanya ji saying, good to see you, Reva. You speak so well. Punama Amma is saying, such a sweet smile, calming face, Reva ji. And here we have a message that 40% of persons with autism are non-speaking.
Yes, absolutely. True. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being.
Yes, ma'am. So what are your views regarding the accommodation, and do you see the required changes are happening in the society?
Changes are happening for sure. From the day I found out about autism, when I first went, because my son was speaking, then he regressed, and then we thought, okay, maybe he's not in the mood to talk, so he will talk, but somebody suggested you better check for hearing and all that. So we went to Apollo hospitals, and then I got the diagnosis of autism. So I remember very clearly the doctor told us, because they did a EEG and everything, and this is the brain area is all good, but he has something called autism. So I said, okay, so brain is okay. So he said, yeah, brain. Probably he meant it physiologically, everything was looking good. And so I said, okay, if he's fine. And then he gave me one sentence that, see, now you have a king who you have to serve for the rest of your lives. So I said, okay, if he's the king, I'm the queen mother. Why not? It was because I did not know. And he said he had autism. I said, fine. And back then there was no Google. You could quickly pick up your phone and Google the word autism. So I went to a bookstore instead whenever I found time. So I went to the bookstore and I picked up a book, Your Special Child. So I looked up autism and I read autism there. I read about standing in that aisle. I don't know when, but my tears were flowing. I was oblivious to everyone around me. And my husband had just dropped me there and he'd gone to get something else. So when he came back, he saw me in that state. He said, what's wrong? What happened? And at that moment, it's like your whole world comes crashing down. Whatever you had planned for your future is just bleak. And it's a whole kind of a journey, because you are from whatever you had planned, you get into that denial mode. Can't be happening to me. Then you get angry. Why me? All these things, they just come and go. And then finally, when you've reached that point, you say, okay, now I have to pull up my socks, start my life afresh, and this is a new way of looking at life. So that is us as parents. But as society, like I said, a lot has happened. I see on Autism Awareness Month, there are posts, there are people who are doing a lot of awareness drives. Even the government is there, National Trust is there, who put up these paper slogans. Whatever, everybody world over, there is of course a change. There is blue buildings lit up in, to mark the day, so that people get inquisitive enough to ask the question, why today this monument is blue. So things are moving in the direction. But to be fair, the general public to date, I feel, is not aware of what autism is. One thing is that most of our children, they look pretty normal. I mean, there's no physiological thing. If they sit quietly, if my son is sitting quietly in a room, nobody can tell there is anything till the behaviors come, till the hyperactivity or aggression sets in, or some stimming.
Right.
So so that is the barrier that we need to somehow cross, because it is really important, because we feel as parents we are being judged at every point. So even if the people can't help, if they are aware that okay, we can't help this person, but maybe we don't judge the person, we move away. Or if you can, which would be ideal, if you can come and help, that will be wonderful. I mean, if my son is having a tantrum in a mall or someplace else where he's throwing things around, if somebody can just hold my bags for me maybe, and say, ma'am, you please take a moment, I'm right here, tell me if you need anything, that itself is so big for us.
Yes,
So
yes.
that is the barrier that needs still that that hiccup that needs to be crossed to the other side. So awareness, yes.
Yeah, because as you said that, yeah, we are in a judgmental society.
Yes.
And being in a judgmental society, the acceptance first from the parent is a very important role. I agree that it is a very hard moment when you get to know emotional turmoils and mood swings happens. But when the parent accepts, there is nothing more than that victory. Then society, the judgments, least bothered. But yes, parents need to take care. Yeah, I agree with this.
Yes, absolutely.
Archana Patilji is saying that agrees with what Reva ma'am is saying. Absolutely. Even we agree, Archana ji.
Thank you.
So acceptance, Reva ji, begins with a smile. Acceptance begins with a smile. So what are your expectations from the society?
Well, like I said, I mean, when we step out with our children, with the behaviors that they show, because there is a lot of our children have stimming, flapping, hand flapping, which are, which take people by surprise. Why? And a lot of things, like my son would go to a mall and he would pick up every shampoo bottle because he has a fascination. So he'll fill up the cart with shampoo bottles, conditioner, the variant the colors, the better, for him. Right. So everybody is like, and even at the counter, people are like, then we have to tell them, okay, please, just remove this. So it's an unnecessary hassle for them. It's just an example. But acceptance has to come in different forms at different places with different people. We in our within our society, within when I say within the physical society, I mean, where I stay, the people around me, my neighbors, like my son will bang the door down so loud at 3 in the morning. So there is acceptance from my neighbors. But today, if I decide, okay, now I want to maybe move to a flat in a building. Point is, in a building, living on a floor when you can hear every door close of your neighbor, you can't expect to live in a building like that unless you have very, very, accepting, tolerant neighbors. Here we are living in an independent. So acceptance has to come from different levels at different pace, but it has to begin from the parents, because there are a lot of parents who refuse to accept their children. They kind of tend to hide the children from others. I mean, there's so many. And then there is another segment, which is rural, where people take it as jadoo tona, things like that. So that those, I mean, the parents need to be made aware that this is okay. I mean, this is a condition that, okay, we have it. We have to face it to the best of our ability. And as people, like, as parents, we have to be more and more supportive. So charity begins, like they say, at home. So, so with a smile, yes, we have to move, but everybody should be smiling in our vicinity for us to feel comfortable, for them to be more accepting, of the situation. So that is going to make a whole lot of a difference, I think.
So definitely that, as you said, that not only urban, but the rural sector too need the awareness campaigns, and there the need of acceptance and awareness is more needed.
Absolutely. And at Approach, we are trying to launch this project. We've done a session where we went to this a rural place where we, the Anganwadi workers, those ladies that work. So telling them about the different kind of disability, because physical disabilities are easily identifiable, but intellectual disabilities is where people don't understand, and where the whole problem starts, that they start judging or not understanding what is happening. So they need to be made aware in how to deal with this. So we need to, because see, there is a huge gap, if I may say, between there are institutes, there are these NGOs who are trying to support these. We are running an institute, and then there are parents. In between, there is a huge gap, because parents want some sort of a respite as well. They're humans. So if we can create a workforce which can be that respite, young people who can, if I have to go for 2 days outside, and I can trust this person with my son, he can handle him, so that will be like a huge burden lifted off every parent. Likewise for institutes, because institutes where I'm sending my son to also need that sort of workforce who can understand their tantrums. They know how to deal with it, not just get angry. It's very easy to get angry and hyper and just let them be, or lock them up, but to understand and find a solution, I mean, that is very, very important. And we have to create a brigade, a whole lot of people who can, sort of bridge this gap. It's a huge gap, actually. So
yeah. Right, I agree to this, ma'am. Absolutely. Here again, we have few messages for you, Reva ma'am. Archana ji is again saying that agrees with what Reva ma'am says, and Sukanya ji saying empathizes, saying that saying must have been such a turning point for you. And Neha Muleji is saying that rightly said, ma'am, acceptance of coexistence is important.
absolutely.
So at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of parents. So what are your thoughts regarding well-being of parent, and why is it important to connect with each other?
Yeah, that is important, because I mean, to date we get, because see, the incidences of autism are increasing by the day. Like now, if you look at the data, it's like 54 to 1 child born among 54, it said, is autistic or has autism. So we get a lot of because my son is now 22. So when young parents who've been got this diagnosis recently, their first question to us is, ye theek to ho jayega na? And your heart breaks, at that point, because you can't disappoint them. You can't say nahi, ye nahi hoga. Yeah, you don't know how to react to that.
Correct.
So that is very important. So and lot many times, even as we were bringing up Saksham, there were lot many times you feel alone. You feel so secluded. You are in your own so connecting with parents, having similar situations, dealing with similar situations is the big elixir, I feel. Because what happens that when you connect with each other, because my son is 22, there is a parent whose son is maybe 40, then there is a child who's only 3 years old. So we have our own set of experiences which we share. I may be handling a situation which somebody else has already handled and has a solution for me, which I'm struggling with. So when you are connected on a platform on a one-on-one basis, it is very comforting to know that you're not alone, right? And not just that, I feel that we should connect on a, not just because of our children, and discuss these problems every time we meet. It is very important that we let our hair down once in a while, make time for ourselves, and just let go, because somewhere along this journeys we forget that once upon a time we had our aspirations, we had our dreams, we wanted to be someone. But I mean, one of the parents has to sacrifice, for whatever career path or whatever chosen path they had, because one has to be the breadwinner, one has to take care of the child also. So along the way we lose ourselves somewhere. So this is once a month. Like recently we've started this club, if I may talk about it. It's called the Magical Melodies Club, and we meet and we had our 3 months, I mean, started 3 months back, and we've had 3 programs. We are right now about 18 parents, so we get together, we don't get our children alone, and we just sing, we sing, and whoever can dance will dance and do our own thing, follow it up with a snack, tea, whatever, and chill basically for those 2-3 hours. Those 2-3 hours is a time to get ready for another month of, whatever comes our way. So we need to just, rejuvenate somewhere. We need to be,
Absolutely.
rooted to the ground. And like I said, as we meet, it's fun. It's a reminder of who we were, and we can still do it. We are all amateur singers. We can't sing to save our lives, but we do it. And
Absolutely. Happiness
appreciate
has
each
no
other.
shape. Right.
So it's a
True.
good fun group we are having, and we are hoping to have more parents join in. It's a offline event as of now, but who knows where it takes us. So it's a beginning, but we are enjoying it. We have already planned our next on 12th of August, where we'll be doing Independence Day special. So some theme, something to look forward to. So definitely that mental health of the parents is really, really vital.
Much needed. And like as you mentioned that someone's experience is a lesson for the
Yes,
others, and that
absolutely.
motivates at times. Yeah, that motivates, even we can do ahead and see, I got the challenge, I have to accept it, and now I have to stand and move on.
Yes.
I cannot sit and cry. I
No
have
point
to.
crying, because
Right.
you cry alone, and maybe you'll get shoulders for a few days, but beyond that, people will avoid you.
True that. And after that, after the parent, like you have said that you accepted your child, and now you have a community there where you
Yes.
celebrate yourself, your peace, you find happiness just for 2 hours.
Yes.
So that is how you trace the happiness, and happiness comes in different shapes and forms.
Absolutely.
So that awareness and acceptance is needed.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
way you
That's
shape
the
your life,
initial.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That is really a very thoughtful message for the society today. So, ma'am, please share your experience of book reading sessions.
Yes. Oh, yes. So, yeah, I connected with Dr. Shivali. One day I receive a call that, out of the blue, and they say, this book. I frankly was not aware of such a book, because I have read books which have been published outside with experiences, but having a book with, our mindset, Indian children or, adults talking was a big for me. It was an eye opener. So immediately I pounced upon that. She said that she'd be coming to Jaipur, and could we have something like that? And I said definitely. And I kind of went out of my way, and I mean probably even did not discuss it approach, or and I said we are doing this some way or the other. And we recently moved our center, we chipped it, so we were not even sure if we'll be having the infrastructure ready in time for this, but we went ahead and still did it, and it went off well. Parents came in, and basic idea here was to get a peek into the minds of our children who are mostly non-verbal, who cannot express themselves. So it was like a window, because I came to understand that there were some 20 questions that were posed to these 16 wonderful adults on the spectrum, and they've answered this. So I was very, very intrigued, and so were the parents, because I said, look, this is a chance to understand what goes on in a mind of your child. My son is having a tantrum now, I don't know what to do, but here is somebody who's answering it for you. I feel this is what goes on in my mind. I don't want to do this, but I can't help myself. So that gives me, a better understanding of the situation, a better understanding of my child, maybe. So it was really, really important that parents connect and go through these sessions. So I could organize a couple of them, and then Dr. Shivali could work out a couple which I attended. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and everybody, and we asked parents to read out excerpts from the questions that were asked, of these writers, and it was amazing. I mean, it was an eye opener that these are people. Here are people who can write. Here are people who can express, and the message that came through was not talking is not same as not understanding or not listening. So they are listening, they're absorbing. So that makes you more aware of what to say, what to discuss in front of you. It's not like my son doesn't speak, but how come he understands everything I tell him? He follows every instruction to the T. So he has picked up language. I've never sat down with him and told him this is a spoon, this is a cup, but when I ask him to get me a cup or a spoon or a plate, he would get it. I ask him for a Sprite, he'll get me Sprite and not a cola. So somewhere along the way, he's picked up these words without our noticing. So this session these were very, very, very encouraging. And it gives me hope, someday.
Actually voiced the unvoiced emotions.
Yes, and it gives me hope because maybe there is still a chance where I can, get him involved with some sort of a, aid where he can actually maybe type and express himself or point to pictures, because he does that. Because when he wants to eat a particular thing, he wants me to open my Zomato app and he'll point to, he wants KFC, he wants this particular burger from McD. So there is communication, right? It's only a matter of time to express in a way where he can express his needs better. So only a matter of time. And Dr. Shivali has been very instrumental in, promoting these apps, and she's wonderful. What wonderful work she's doing is amazing. Thanks to the team Spectrum, they're doing wonderfully well. I'm so glad we connected
to her, for this connect and the awareness campaigns she is running.
Absolutely.
So all are connected through her, and we are equally grateful and thankful to her.
Yes, meeting nice, like-minded people. No. I'm sure she would not agree, but we know better.
You have the experience and we are serving the services. This is the connect destined from above.
Absolutely. So, this is God sent.
Absolutely, I agree to this. And here we have a message for you, ma'am, from Archana ji, and she's saying that recharging our batteries is much important.
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel that every city should have, a get together of parents. Why wait for anybody to take the initiative? Why not do it ourselves? Call others. Let's get into that mode where we have one event every month, whatever it is. Earlier, I had started something called Cause Champions Club, where we would meet over coffee, and it would be at a restaurant where we would pitch in, come, talk, chat, and this. And then this time we started with, of course, that got a little way late because of the Corona thing. And so we decided this time we're going to go all musical. So
but the idea is to make. The music actually heals.
It heals. It's so, any art form is so, self-satisfying. It gives you happiness from within. So it is important.
And these days, the karaoke is helping everyone so much. Get together, short moments and events they are making, and celebrating life.
Yes, and it's so easily accessible now, thanks to the net and everything. It's so wonderful. So I think everybody should have one hobby where they have time for themselves, take out time, sing, dance, do whatever. But you need to keep yourself happy. That is very, very important.
As you mentioned, ma'am, before, that nobody gonna come and heal you unless you try yourself.
Yes, be the healer. I say be the healer. Let let your brigade,
Yes. So here, Ranjana ji has a message for you that with acceptance support, system falls into place. Less friction makes the ride smoother.
Absolutely. Very well said.
So, ma'am, here we are about towards the end of the session, but would love to know if you would love to have any message for the society, for the community, as the entire session was all about that.
Yes.
But I would love to know about it.
I think parents, I feel as parents, we are the most powerful. We can make our, make a difference to our children's life. We should not give up on them. We should accept them fully and take whatever it takes to make that, difference in their lives. Because every parent has this haunting question: what after us? We all go through this. I mean, a normal parents of neurotypicals also keep, worrying about their children until they have their careers. We have small milestone, make very, very small milestones. And whenever they are achieved, we celebrate it. We need to celebrate our children, and whatever little they achieve, we have to be there. And kind of, I feel special parents like us are more grounded, because for my elder son, I had no, I had no expectations of his 12th standard, no pressure on him that he should get, because for me, anything he does is wow. Just because my younger son is like that, I feel ki, okay, this is also a way of living, So expectations बच्चों से limited, and हमारे अपने आप से expectations है कि हम अपने बच्चे को खुश रख सके. My only expectation of my child is to keep him healthy and happy. That's all. And make a world which is accepting of the child, which is more willing to accept them even when we are not there. Be their support. And that's
true.
Can I conclude? I just wrote some few lines. I'll just I just write randomly. I mean, these are just random thoughts. But I'll just say it anyway. ये नन्ही मासूम जाने, ये हैं जो बेजुबान, इनकी जुबान बनकर इनको दिलाना है पहचान, इनके एहसास समझकर पहुंचाने हैं दूर तक, बनानी है एक ऐसी दुनिया जो सहेज ले इनको हमारे गुजर जाने के बाद.
My God, ma'am, this got the goosebumps.
But we have to leave them in a world which is more accepting and more caring for them. And that is the work of every parent, because we have to be the voice, we have to be the advocate. Still, like I said, that we've crossed over to the other side where people are anyway accepting and it's all okay, and they are actually, taken as anybody else.
Safe and secured.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
But every parent has the same wish
to have. I'm sure you've done this the 99th session you're taking, so I'm sure my message would not be any different from what other parents would have want or would say. But yeah, as a parent of a special child, you feel special in a way that is difficult to explain.
Rather, I must say that blessed yes. to serve.
Yes.
Yeah,
blessed in the sense, yes, blessed I feel, because we got an opportunity to meet so many people. We got the opportunity to be introduced to this path, which otherwise would have evaded us. I mean, if I had both I wouldn't be here, and in being here, there is a lot more people that are connected with me now, which I would not have known in my life. So it is there. And like I said, my husband is a big support. My elder son, he's also a big support, and because today if we step out and my son younger, he's the one looking after my son, because otherwise how else do we get? We are a single family now. Earlier I had my parents, but now we are a single family. So anywhere we want to step out, my elder son takes over. You go in, encourages us. You need a break, mom, dad, go for a coffee. Go for a coffee date, he tells me, tells us, and he'll just, ask us to leave home and go out. So it's a family support, and the support of all my sister, my brother. When they are all thinking about us, that's the best part. So I don't feel alone. My brother is busy thinking of ways how we can support Saksham. My sister is all out, okay, we should do this, we should do that, we should buy a farmhouse, we should, build a place where he has a lot of space to move around, So that kind of family support, that understanding makes all the difference. It makes you, get up the next day and move on, be ready to face the challenges. True. So that support, I request every family member to give to this family who's having a special child, because it matters. It makes one hell lot of a difference. Even a little thought counts. So absolutely that.
That was such a thoughtful session, ma'am, with you. And I'm sure there is much to know and to hear from you. This session is not enough, but would love to have a promise from you to meet you again soon on the same time.
I'm all for this, because I love talking. One, you would have realized.
Same
So it's good to connect, and it's always good to connect with parents. We are on the same side. We are doing the same things, and if we can make a difference, why not? I mean, in whatever little way you can contribute, it's completely my pleasure. And Dr. Shivali is amazing. Met you today through her, and I have one more person to, a friend to add to my.
Cause, ma'am.
Yes. So absolutely. It's always pleasure. Hugs to you too, Dr. Shivali. Great knowing you and meeting you.
Another Mona will be coming very soon here.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, with this, I would like to thank you for sharing the profound insight and gracing our platform with us today evening, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
And immense thanks for supporting this drive so unconditionally, and we feel stronger with you by your side, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Divya. Thank you so
And
much. Thank you everyone for your patience, for watching this session. And this was great interaction. Great. Thank you, Shivali.
So here I just have a few announcements, ma'am, that I would like to request all our viewers to take the inclusion pledge and share with us, and do tag your friends and family. To pledge, you have to make a 6 to 7 seconds of video and share with us by saying that I, and take your name, take the pledge to be inclusive and accept the unique. So, and here, as we know that the month of festival and celebration, August is at our doorstep. Yes. And as always, we welcome it with our grand Art Fest 6.0 this time. So where you all can participate and express your joy.
Wow.
There is a message for us, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, Srijan, my elder son, made a video of inclusion and sent it. It was made in 4 seconds. Shivali just said that. I'd send it to Shivali. He had made a video,
Video for 4 seconds,
4 seconds, and he did that pledge very nicely. Yes.
Yes, and here, so ma'am, everything that God allows to come our way is always with a purpose. So with a thankful note, here we are completing our 99th session and looking forward to the endless support of you all for our 100th session tomorrow and beyond.
None other than Mary Barwa. I mean, Mary
Barwa and Sushma, yes.
And so she's the pioneer of autism, yes, in India.
So once again, ma'am, thank you so much from the entire team, and looking forward to meet you again soon here.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thank you so much. तो तब तक के लिए स्वस्थ रहें, मस्त रहें और व्यस्त रहें.
Thank you, and same to you. Stay healthy and happy and blessed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.